Welcome to 99th Monkey Liberty News for Monday, October 20th, 2014. This morning I want to just dive right into some of the more esoteric news sources, and I'm starting with Benjamin Fulford. Did the Dragon family take control of the Federal Reserve Board? And I believe I mentioned this last week. There were reports that this has happened, and even Fulford is trying to sort through it here. So these are definitely interesting times. That old Chinese proverb, Chinese blessing, may you live in interesting times. We have all been so blessed. And from another esoteric source, this is Koila Pele's blog, but he reprinted or reblogged the Poofness Zap message for the week. And there's interesting information. You take it with a grain of salt, I always do. But one of the things that I found interesting about this report at this time was that this person, Poofness Zap, stated weather control is essential to the survival of our species. That has already been proven. Those that would weaponize this critical technology are out to lunch and only hurting themselves. This wasn't clear. This wasn't defined. I'm not exactly sure what is meant by that, but another concern that was raised in this blog this week is the fact that the plankton in the oceans are dying, especially in the Pacific because of Fukushima. And of course that is the major source of oxygen for our planet. And of course we all need oxygen. So I was actually kind of wondering if maybe some of the concerns over CO2 have to do with the balance between oxygen and CO2 in the atmosphere. Definitely not buying into that. It was just a thought that I had. And no matter what, it certainly is a great concern if we would not have oxygen. Something kind of tells me that God is not going to let the earth die before a time that He has set for the new heavens and the new earth. So I'm not overly concerned about that, about the failure of oxygen production. God always makes things happen. It's His word that causes all things to hold together. And that the Bible says that, and I believe that that's just a word picture of the forces that really aren't fully understood, that hold atoms together, that hold, the gravity. What is gravity? It's a force. Is it God's voice? Well, maybe. And my faith is in God, that He created the earth. And after the flood, He promised Noah that summer and winter, seedtime and harvest would not cease until the time when He was, moving us on to a new heaven and a new earth. So that's my point of view on all this, but I do find it interesting to read some of these things. And, we are the stewards of the earth. God did entrust the earth to Adam, and it is our responsibility to care for the plants and the animals and to steward the earth. May we soon learn how to do that well. From Ascension with Mother Earth and Current State of Affairs, vetted notice to the world. The IRS has never been authorized to collect taxes or enforce any laws. And most of us, probably most people watching this video, know that. But this was a conclusion reached by Unified Maine Common Law Grand Jury. That the IRS, again, has never been authorized to collect taxes or enforce any laws. They are, in reality, under law, they are completely powerless. The only power they have comes from fear and intimidation and deceit, lies. I have not listened to this yet. It's 2 hours and 46 minutes. Don mentioned it to me, and I hope to get time to listen to it. Nathan Leal on the Illuminati Symbolism Behind Current Events. And it's from Hagman and Hagman. Again, this is kind of an esoteric source. I don't always rely on them. But I am open to hearing truth from whatever source, from where it comes. And I'm hoping to get some time to listen to this. And now moving away from the more esoteric sources and into the mainstream media, I have a couple of articles from Fox. Student's photo of Skimpy Michelle O. school lunch sparks outrage. And this is just a tragic, tragic lunch. Couple packs of crackers, a few slices of, I don't know, is that meat? I don't know. Pink slime pressed into a form, I'm not sure. Maybe some kind of processed cheese. And there's also, up here, there's some raw cauliflower and some dip. You know, I can't help remembering going to school. Well, in elementary school, we all walked home every day for lunch. But then, starting with high school, the kind of school lunches that we had were, they were gourmet fare compared to this. They were always hot meals, and they were at least, you know, the 4 food groups, which now it's been replaced by the pyramid. But, you know, at least somebody had given some thought to making the meals appealing and, if not completely nutritious, at least satisfying calorie needs for young kids. This is just, ugh. I don't think I could eat any part of this. Maybe the crackers. And this is from Radio Fox News. City threatens to arrest ministers who refuse to perform same-sex weddings. And this comes on the heel of the Houston mayor demanding to see sermons wherein homosexuality, transsexuality are mentioned. This is just such a clear affront to the First Amendment. If we don't enforce the Bill of Rights now, the whole thing's just going to slip away from us. So as Americans, this is really a crucial time for us to really and truly understand how we have been deceived by government and to demand our rights under the Bill of Rights. From the World Health Organization, that's probably not a source that you'll hear me quote very often. The Guinean town that overcame Ebola. Cynthia McKinney posted this on Facebook, and that's how I came across this. When we got the results from Conakry confirming that Ebola had reached our place, we were scared, says Dr. Maurice Oni Bouvgoli, the director of the district hospital in Telemeli. Probably not getting these names right. A Guinean town located some 270 kilometers north of the capital, Conakry. But we knew that we, health workers, have the responsibility to fight it. So, indeed, they did. And they followed protocols, and they broke the transmission chain. So, kudos to them. And today is the first day of the strike that Alex Jones is advocating, that people not go to work today, tomorrow, and Wednesday as a strike to just say, hey, we want to be protected from Ebola. And also because that is a way to break the transmission chain. Don't go places, don't interact with people. So if we could all do that for 21 days, I mean, people would have to have stored food and Of course, utilities workers and a few people would have to, health workers would have to keep going out to their jobs. But for the future, I mean, before it's too late, though, that is a valid means of stopping a pandemic. So if you're striking today, hope you find a good use for your time. Thank you for tuning in for today's 99th Monkey Liberty News. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, and enforce that Bill of Rights in your corner of the world.